Hi everybody, and welcome to my video. It'll probably be a bit of a long video, this one. So basically it's about changing mindset, and mindset in regards to dating, as well as just relationships in general, really. So I'm by no means an expert, obviously. I'm not a psychologist or a counselor or anything like that, or a life coach, but it's just stuff that I have learnt, I guess, and it's stuff that I'm still learning. I kind of went down the rabbit hole a little bit a couple of days ago, and I watched oh boy, hours worth of videos on personality types, as well as you learnt a lot about limerence, and just dating mindset in general. And watched a couple of videos by a couple of psychologists that I found really, really interesting, and just their whole mindset on the approach to dating, and everything was just really interesting. So I just kind of wanted to share, I guess, it with you, if that's okay. So the first story I'll kind of tell you is from personal experience. And then the second one is actually this psychologist. People write letters to her, and she gives them answers or advice on, their letters and what to do. Obviously, it's not, the be all and end all, but it gives them kind of, I guess, a path to go down if that's the path they kind of want to take. So this particular psychologist, so I do have notes here because and some of it obviously I'm paraphrasing from her, because I was writing crazily while I was watching the video, and I did watch it a couple of times and write crazy a couple of times. But basically, obviously your mindset is a really powerful tool, or it's a really powerful thing, and can it be at times really hard to change. We get in a mindset about someone or something, and it's actually super hard to sometimes change that. Sorry. But one of the things that I found really interesting that she said was, it was about love, actually, being in love. And she said, and it kind of stuck with me, and she said, stop chasing love. If you keep chasing love, you'll be forever running after it, and you will never catch it. Let that sink in for a minute. And then you probably, because for me, I was like, yeah, okay, you are chasing love, but if you stop chasing love, then when you go on dates and stuff like that, everyone wants to be loved, right? Nobody wants to be lonely. Well, I hope nobody wants to be lonely. Everybody kind of wants love of some form, or to be in love per se. And I'm learning a lot about what being in love is about as well. And and obviously I sat there and went, well, if you're not chasing love, what are you chasing? And she said, instead of chasing love, if you go on a date, whether that's off a dating app or somebody you met in the street or whatever, if you go on a date, when you really want to be in love, you go on a date, and that's in your mind. That is in the forefront of your mind. Will this person be my soulmate? Will this person be the person that will be with me for the rest of my life? That is where you're at. That when you really want to be in love and you really want a deep connection with somebody, that's what you're going in with, right? I believe anyway. Obviously that's just my belief. Everybody is different, and depending on how many heartbreaks they've had and stuff like that, they go in differently. But if they're going in thinking, I really hope this is the person, I really hope this is my person, and I fall in love with them, okay? If you go in with that mindset, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes you are already setting yourself up to fail. I say that because when you're going in with that mindset, you are, that person you might not even be overly physically attracted to. And I'm learning that that's okay. It's okay that you are not always instantly going, wow, they're hot, whatever. It might be, hey, I like their smile, or I like the way they hold themselves, or and then the rest kind of follows if their personality, morals and goals kind of align with yours as well, right? And then you can fall in love with them, and all of that jazz, right? But if you go into that date thinking, I need to find my soulmate, I need to be in love, I want to be in love, I want to find my soulmate so badly, I'm getting older, this is what I want, right? If you go in, this is my thoughts, if you go in like that, and was her thoughts as well, right? Again, I'm paraphrasing and just putting it into my own words, but if that's your thought and you're going in like that, then you almost like put a shimmer halo over them. Let's call it that, a shimmer halo, or rose-colored glasses per se. And so you miss, and obviously first date, I'm learning from a friend, that like everyone is on their best behavior when you go into a date for the first time. Me personally, not on my best behavior. I'm just myself, and if myself is not on my best behavior, then so be it. But I literally just go in as myself, and I'm a chatty person. If you've met me, I'll pretty much talk to anything. I said to a friend the other day, I can talk to a water cooler, and if it bubbles back at me, I know it answered. Maybe I'm just crazy, but I'm okay with that too. So if you are going, sorry, I digress a little bit sometimes. If you're going in like that and you have a shimmer halo over them, and you are asking them questions, they're not necessarily asking you questions back, maybe they're anxious, shy, whatever the reason, right? It's a first date. I also learned recently from a friend, they don't even like you on the first date because they don't know you, right? That was like revolutionary for me, because I was just like, wow, I never even thought of that. They don't like you, they don't know you. You might have chatted like a little bit, but like, they don't know who you are, they don't know what you're about, like, so if you put a shimmer over them, you start to almost compromise, not always, but unconsciously compromise who you are as a person. So your morals, your beliefs, your core values, even some of your goals, you like start to change those a little bit to accommodate that person you're with, because you're like, oh, you're getting a dopamine hit a little bit as well, right? Like, on a first date, you're getting a dopamine hit. You're like, oh my God, they wanted to have a date with me. Like, okay, it's not like, oh my God, but still, like, they want to have a date with me. So you've got that dopamine hit, that adrenaline rush, that all of that comes into play, right? And so you're there and they're talking and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, you're not, you're hearing them talk, but you're not always listening to what they're saying when they have a shimmer over them, because you're like, okay, I'm not overly attracted to them, but they have a dog, I have a dog, like, do you know what I mean? Like, and so you start to go, oh yeah, okay, like, yeah, all right, like, I don't particularly want any more children, but they do want a child, so like, and compromises do happen. But if you really go into that date going, I don't want any more children, and then you compromise that for somebody, because you're chasing love, right? And you want to be in love, or like they're saying stuff to you that is a red flag, right? And it could be like, they snap at you easily, or and I'm not saying this is all factual at all, by the way, guys. Like, this is just what I'm learning at the moment. There are red flags. You have to be able to spot them. You will not spot them. You won't initially, for probably the first few months, when they have a shimmer over them. And you will start to almost have limerence for that person. They will become your world. You will wait for them to call you and have time for you. You will compromise your relationships with other people, your friendships, even your work will become harder or less like productive, because all you're doing is thinking about this person. Why haven't they messaged me? Why haven't they done this? And you're giving them all of your love, right? You are giving that to them with everything you have. You are going in with your heart and you're giving it to them, right? You're not seeing that they're not giving it back because they're not in love with you, because they didn't go into that date with the same mindset as you. They didn't go into the date with the same mindset. They went into the date maybe for a free meal. Who knows? Or they went into the date with like, haven't been laid in a while. This guy probably do, or I'm not saying like everyone's like that, women or men, by the way. And in all honesty, most women won't be upfront and say, hey, just want something casual, just need some kind of warm body. They won't, because it's seen as like, promiscuous and a little bit slutty or skanky. So often women won't be upfront about that at all, even if that is what they're after, which I think stupid. Just be freaking honest. That's my thoughts. Sorry, but just be honest. I digress. If they're not going in with the same mindset and you are, and you're putting all your heart and soul into this and you're not getting that back, eventually it won't work out. Eventually it'll break down, or you'll become codependent, and it will torture you, like absolutely torture you, and they will become your limerent object, and that is hard to break. Believe me, that is hard to break. When they become your limerent object, it is absolute torture. Okay, so instead, have this thought, and this was the psychologist's thought. I'll grab her name and I'll pop it in, because she's quite funny and she's great. Anyway, okay, no, digress. I do ramble a bit. Instead of going, I need to find my soulmate, I need to be in love, I want that so much, I want to build a home with somebody, I want to be in love. Instead of going in like that, go in thinking, I want to make a connection. And I learned this also from a friend as well, because of their experiences as well. They obviously have learnt a lot, and instead of going in with all your, don't have your walls up. I don't have walls up, like, in that way, because I'm just, oh geez guys, I'm just me. So yeah, take me as I am, like, really. I'm protective of myself. Like, not everybody gets my emotions, not everybody gets my soul. That's reserved for people who are close to me. But going, okay, I'm going on a date today. Get dressed, ready, feel great about yourself, and just go, but I'm going in to make a connection. I don't know what that connection will be. I don't know if this person will be my soulmate, or they'll be my next best friend. Or maybe I'll help them today. Like, you don't know what that connection's going to be, but you're going in with the mindset of making a connection instead of falling in love. Now, let me tell you my story. So, I got asked out on this date, right? I went on this date, obviously got dressed and stuff like that. I wasn't even super attracted to this guy, right? And I didn't go in, by the way, looking for love at all. I went in just see, I guess, connection, or just to meet somebody new, in all honesty, because I love meeting people and I love talking to new people. So in all honesty, it was just to meet somebody new. So that's what I went in with. Definitely not to fall in love or anything like that, because again, like my friend said, I don't know this person, don't even really like this person. We had a couple of conversations about, subjects that, like, we're both interested in, and that's it. Mate, I can have conversations with the checkout chick about stuff that we're both interested in. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean. And that's still a connection, by the way. Still a connection. It's a different connection, not a romantic one, but it's still a connection, right? So I went to this cafe, and we're talking, again, I can talk the leg off a horse. I'm pretty good with conversation most of the time when I'm not anxious in big crowds. If I'm in big crowds, I'm going to probably hold the hand of the nearest person near me. But I was chatting, we're just chatting away. Half an hour into it, he burst into tears. Now, I'm not talking just a couple of tears, guys. I am talking sobbing uncontrollably in front of me in a cafe. I am just like, people are looking at me, right? People are actually looking at me. And I'm like, oh, and I'm an affectionate person, like, and I have empathy for people. Like, I'm quite empathic that way. Like, you know, I'm like, crap. So I'm just, I got up and I just wrapped my arms around him. Didn't know about his personal space, nothing like that at all. It didn't matter to me, right? Honestly, I'm a bit of a hugger, so I'm probably not really going to check your personal space unless you really give me that vibe. But wrapped my arms around me and said, hey, like, are you okay? Like, what did I say? And that's what I was thinking. What did I say to make this guy cry uncontrollably? And he just kept saying sorry to me. And I sat back down and I said, just take a couple of deep breaths. We can work this out. Like, let's talk. People are looking. Now, this is a cafe that I go to regularly, by the way. They know me there. So I'm just like, they're all looking at me and they're like, sorry, I shouldn't have swore. But, this is what's happening, right? So anyway, he calmed down, took some deep breaths, and he said, my girlfriend of 4 months broke up with me 2 days ago. 2 days ago. So part of me was like, dude, why are you on a date? Why are you even like asking anyone out on a date, right? But loneliness, filling a void, probably wanted a rebound. You know what? I don't know and I don't care. But that went through my head. And then he said, oh, she broke up with me because she had a family tragedy, and she couldn't deal with dating, putting time into this relationship as well as a family tragedy. She wasn't coping, right? And you know, obviously, like, a friend gave me some advice recently and said, like, you know, when you go through family tragedy, you bring people closer to you and you don't push them away. That is true normally. But sometimes with trauma, you actually push everybody away that is close to you. And I can tell you that from personal experience. Okay? So I understand why this girl, lady pushed him away, right? So anyway, I said to him, you are 100% getting me a choc malt milkshake, and we're going to fix this, right? And he just laughed and ordered me the milkshake, right? And so we're sitting there, and I said, you're going to send her a message. You are going to, yeah, guys, I'm sitting on a date telling this guy to message his ex-girlfriend. This is my life, right? So gets out his phone. He's like right now. I said, yeah, I'm going to help you write it. And I said, I want you to say to her, look, I know we're not together anymore. I understand where you're at. I just wanted to put it out there that if you need a friend, I'm here. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. You know, you message me, call me anytime. I'll be there for you, even if you just need a hug. Send, right? Pretty much instantly got a message back from this woman. And she basically said, yeah, thank you so much. I could really actually use a friend right now. And I don't know, maybe went over to her place straight away. But basically that was the end of our date. He thanked me, gave me a hug, whatever. I was still drinking my milkshake, so I was staying there. So leaves, right? See you later. And I'm just there going, thank God I went in just looking for a connection. And obviously that connection was to help this person, I guess, which obviously made me feel good that I could help this person. And then at the same time, I'm like, I could have been doing a walk or something instead of this, but that's where I was meant to be at that time. Anyway, the waitress came over and she sits down, poo emoji, cookie in front of me, and she's like, that's for the shit date that you just had. That actually made my day. But guys, that's not where the story ends, right? That is not where the story ends, right? I don't know, a day goes by or whatever, right? I get a message from this guy. I'd really like a second date with you. Are you serious? Why would I want a second date with this person, right? Anyway, he's like, I'd really like a second date with you. We can go out, get drunk, and then go back to my place and watch TV. If we're going back to your place, mate, we're not watching TV. Like, come on. Like, I'm not an idiot. And then this is how I'm not naive. I won't say I'm naive. It wasn't that I was naive. It was more that I was just like, I basically said, no, I'm not going back to your place, and I'm not getting drunk with you either. That's I very rarely get drunk, and if I do, it's for people that are close to me who I know will look after me. So I basically said that to him. I said no, and in my head I'm like, but what if he still needs help? What if he still needs counselling or help to you know, because he basically said, oh, me and this girl are just friends at the moment, and I'm like, I'm nobody's placeholder for one, and I'm not their rebound either. But I'm just like, okay. I'm like, oh, what if he still needs help? And I messaged a friend. I said, look, this is how funny this is. Like, this is what this guy's done. And he gave me some great advice. And he basically said, you know, block this person. Like, you do not have to be there to be his. He can get through this on his own. Like, you're not his rebound. You don't owe this guy anything. And he was right. I don't owe that guy anything. So I blocked him straight away. I was just like, but my mindset was to help this person, right? That was my mindset. And because it generally is, my mindset is to help people, you know, but I'm just like, I have so many other people who I love that I can help. I don't need to help this stranger anymore, right? So his mindset for the second date was obviously to get laid, like, let's be honest. And he thought, because I was compassionate and you know, kind to him, I don't know, maybe that I was going to be easy or something. I don't know. Well, I'm not, so that didn't work for you, buddy. But it's interesting the different mindsets that people have, right? So that was my experience with you know, going on a date and their mindset versus my mindset, right? They kind of went in to the first date thinking, I need to stop this hurt. I'm hurting so much from this girl breaking up with me. I need to fill it with something to stop this hurt. Probably wouldn't have mattered who said yes to a date with him, right? It wouldn't have mattered. It could have been me. It could have been somebody he wasn't even attracted to. Wouldn't have mattered because he just wanted that hurt to stop. So our mindsets were different, okay? So that's my kind of story on that. And I find it funny now. Like, I mean, actually, I found it funny at the time. I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I still find it funny, obviously. Just the mindset of some people. But so that's one mindset. You know, of going into a date looking for connection rather than love, right? Like, my mindset was still different to his mindset, but it wasn't a love mindset, right? Thank you if you got to the end of my video. Thank you for watching. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Take care of each other. Bye.